Have you ever been to a 99 varieties dosa stall in Bangalore or Bombay? Yes, the same one where this friendly stall owner will come and hand you a copy of the menu with his unintentionally misspelled name of the shop, 99 varieties of dosa. Well, whenever he handed the copy of his menu, I would always get confused as to which dosa should I eat. Should I eat the Szechuan masala or the ghee roast? Or should I experiment with the chocolate dosa? Decisions. Well, the under rupees 20,000 price category in India has become somewhat similar to this spread of dosas. In fact, I'm going to call it the dosa problem. And the Redmi Note 10s just adds to the confusion. Hi, I'm Arshad from My Smart Price, and you're watching the full review of the Redmi Note 10s, a phone that conveniently slots itself in between the price range of the Redmi Note 10 and the Redmi Note 10 Pro. And in due course of the review, I'm also going to be comparing it against the Realme 8. Alright, before we move on, we're still grappling with the problem of COVID-19 in our country, so helpful resources are present on our blog. Links to it should be in the description below. But don't forget to get yourself vaccinated. It is very important to stay safe and, of course, take care of your loved ones as well. Also, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button and the bell icon right next to it to get notified whenever My Smart Price puts out an awesome new tech video. And please do it. We have to hit 100K soon. The Redmi Note 10s is basically the Redmi Note 10 in a few different shades. I like this blue gradient, it looks nice, but considering the around rupees 15,000 price tag of the Redmi Note 10s, I expected it to use a glass build like the Poco X3 and the Redmi Note 10 Pro, both of which cost very similar. This phone has an entirely plastic body and frame similar to the Redmi Note 10. By the way, doesn't the arrangement of the three cameras below the primary one look like a smiley? Although I do like the design, it does look attractive and fits in your palm nicely thanks to the curved edges on the rear. And in comparison, the Realme 8 is also equally comfortable to hold and use considering it is almost as slim and weighs very similar too. Basically, both the phones are slim and appropriately heavy. Although when you compare the design, I'm not a fan of the massive Dare to Leap logo on the Realme 8. But I prefer the matte plastic frame on the Realme 8 over the Redmi Note 10s's glossy one. Also, both the phones offer a headphone jack at the bottom and a proper triple SIM tray. But yes, the Redmi Note 10s does offer a stereo speaker setup and an infrared scanner. And the Redmi Note 10s also comes with IP53 certification, which makes it more resistant to water splashes than most phones in this price range. Overall, thanks to the functional improvements on the Redmi Note 10s, it definitely has an edge over the design of the Realme 8. Having said that, its own sibling, the Redmi Note 10 Pro, with its glass body feels far more premium. I really like the compact 6.43-inch size of the display on the Redmi Note 10s. Also, it is an AMOLED panel with a 60Hz refresh rate and support for HDR10. You must have seen Xiaomi make a big deal of the 1100 nits of peak brightness. Well, it does that only in HDR videos on YouTube. In fact, you don't even get HDR playback on Netflix, which is possible on the Redmi Note 10 Pro. Anyway, in my testing, I actually found the Realme 8's panel slightly brighter with the brightness slider pushed to the maximum, but this doesn't really matter. As for the tuning, the Redmi Note 10s has no light bleed and renders colors well too. But yes, I did notice some color shifting at an angle, which is generally the case with most AMOLED displays. Another thing I noticed during my testing is that Redmi Note 10s tends to use some sort of algorithm to sharpen low-res footage on YouTube, and it looks odd. By the way, I like the top left aligned punch hole on the Realme 8 as it is far less intrusive. But yes, the chin on both these phones are massive. Now, this is definitely one of the best displays on a phone under rupees 15,000, but you get the same display on a much cheaper phone, and that is the Redmi Note 10. In fact, you also get 120Hz LCD panels on phones like the Poco X3. But more importantly, what I am concerned about is the fact that just for rupees 1,000 more, you get the Redmi Note 10 Pro with a 120Hz AMOLED panel and of course HDR support as well. Alright, let's not forget that the Redmi Note 10s offers true stereo speaker setup compared to the Realme 8, and it does sound better. Take a listen for yourself. As for the haptic feedback, the Redmi Note 10s's motor is way tighter compared to the Realme 8. Redmi and Poco phones under Rs 20,000 offer the best haptic feedback at the moment. Realme 8 has an in-display fingerprint scanner too, but it is definitely not as fast as the side-mounted fingerprint scanner on the Redmi Note 10s's raised power button. Also, if you've come this far and if you like what we do, don't forget to hit that like button, because the YouTube algorithm actually pushes it out to more people only if more people hit the like button, and also comment below for engagement if you like the video, of course. The camera setup on the two phones are identical. You get the same quad camera layout with a 64 megapixel primary camera, 8 megapixel ultra wide, 2 megapixel macro and 2 megapixel depth. We asked Xiaomi about the make of the primary camera sensor, and the company said it uses multiple vendors. So it could be Samsung or Sony or Omnivision. Anyway, let's find out which one of these two takes better pictures. Starting with the sensor details, both offer the same level of details, which is to say that at close crop both exhibit the watercolor effect. The same is true for high resolution shots. I mean, if you don't pixel peep, they look fine. But I miss phones like the Redmi Note 7 Pro and the Realme 7 Pro that actually did offer some fine camera tuning to offer nice sharp details. The newer crop of phones under Rs 20,000 are actually not living up to my expectations. I noticed that the dynamic range performance is very similar on both. In certain shots, the Realme 8 has a slightly better control over the highlights, but in other scenarios, the Realme 8's algorithm loves to make the sky pop. I mean, we had gorgeous blue skies in Gurgaon the day I was shooting, but not so blue either. As for the colors, when you see the first shot of the phones on the table, you can barely notice a difference between the two samples here. In the second sample, however, you can see that the Redmi Note 10s captures a fairly natural looking shade of red on the iPhone 12's case. The Realme 8 has made it pink. Plus, there is some sort of white cast on the chair. The color reproduction algorithm of the Redmi Note 10s is more dependable and closer to real life. If you're shooting human subjects using the primary camera, I like that Realme's algorithm doesn't oversharpen the details on the face like Redmi does. However, the Redmi Note 10s has a more accurate facial tone. Plus, the color of my t-shirt is accurate too. Now, if you are shooting against the light, most mid-budget phones generally tend to struggle, and that is true here as well. I don't like what both these phones have achieved here. Where Redmi's algorithm has a tone-mapped HDR look, Realme's picture is just a soft mess. Okay, about the portrait shots on Realme 8, despite multiple attempts, I don't think the algorithm actually did anything. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. Do let me know in the comment section below. I tried everything, and every single time the Realme 8 would throw me a picture with no background blur. The Redmi Note 10s, on the other hand, is excellent. Xiaomi has been doing a fantastic job with portrait algorithms for a while now, and this looks good too. Selfies from both the phones look pretty decent, but I like the natural details at close crop presented by the Redmi Note 10s. The Realme 8 is soft and has a very heavy red prominence in my facial tones. Now that the Redmi Note 10s does it right, it overcompensates and makes my face yellow. This has been a problem with Realme and Xiaomi phones in this price range for a while now. Selfie portraits are better on the Redmi Note 10s undoubtedly. The edge detection and the fog blur on the rear looks better on the Redmi compared to Realme 8. But the situation is exactly the reverse in low-light selfies. For a long time now, Realme has offered better low-light selfies with night mode support as well. Moving on to low-light shots, the Redmi Note 10s's 64 megapixel camera is more capable. It does good low-light shots even without night mode. Oddly though, night mode shots actually look underexposed. The Realme 8 has a lot of trouble focusing in non-night mode shots and generally tends to just add some sort of brightness in post when you take night mode shots. It looks very odd. The Realme 8 can however do night mode in ultra-wide shots, but they look really bad. Both the phones can shoot up to 4K 30fps videos. The Redmi Note 10s has more natural looking colors, but whether it is the sound recording, details or the dynamic range, the Realme 8 is better. Unfortunately, both these phones don't offer any form of stabilization. Like when you're shooting directly into the sun and when I pan around slightly, how the footage looks as well. And tell me what you think about the colors. The Realme 8 is also superior at 1080p 60fps because it offers EIS where the Redmi Note 10s does not. 1080p 30fps is evenly matched with both struggling with focus but offering good stabilized EIS recording. These phones can also shoot 1080p 30fps videos using the front camera, but the Redmi Note 10s ekes out ahead with stabilized footage. The image stabilization and the sound recording. So pan around slightly and show you guys what it looks like when you're shooting against the light. Now for most use cases, what I noticed is that the Redmi Note 10s actually takes better pictures than the Realme 8. The Redmi Note 10s has a Helio G95 SoC, which is pretty powerful in this price range. Our review unit is a 6GB 128GB variant. The internal storage is of the UFS 2.2 kind with slightly better write speeds compared to UFS 2.1, that's all. In answer to the Realme 8, which has the same processor but 8GB of RAM scored higher on our unit, Now that it matters because both the phones are plenty fast in daily usage. I tried 30 minutes of continuous Call of Duty Mobile on Redmi Note 10s. It did get slightly warm to the touch, over 40 degrees in the top portion on the rear. I played the game at very high graphics and frames, by the way, dropped it to higher max to get higher frame rates, and it started dropping frames often. It actually did drop frames a lot. Don't worry, the performance with the Realme 8 with Helio G95 is very similar to the Redmi Note 10s, but if you want sustained performance, better sustained performance, and better thermal efficiency as well, then something like the 720G or the 732G could actually serve your purpose better. Having said that, in daily use, I actually found both these phones to be pretty good. I mean, good enough for this price range. The biggest advantage on the Redmi Note 10s is the fact that this is the first phone that comes with MIUI 12.5 out of the box, which is pretty cool. Also, I didn't notice any ads in the system or in any UI framework either, which is great. Also, most importantly, with MIUI 12.5, you get this option to now delete certain system apps such as Notes and Calculator, which is currently not available, but Xiaomi has confirmed that it is coming soon in an update. Now, I did notice that the phone was much snappier with zero to no lag whatsoever. It is the most nimble I've ever seen MIUI. In fact, the responsiveness of the UX and UI elements is as good as Realme UI 2.0, if not better. Furthermore, the gestures are far snappier now, as MIUI 12.5 carves out a special space for gestures in the memory. I can see that there are no stutters now when you open the Recents menu, and you can have it as a horizontal scroll now if you wish. Plus now MIUI 12.5 is so paranoid about privacy that it makes you wait 10 seconds even to install apps from an unknown location. There are still a few issues that are yet to be ironed out. Firstly, the WhatsApp bug with notifications still exists. Also, changing wallpapers is still a cumbersome effort. Also, you still don't have support for changing icons. Now, that wouldn't be an issue if we could install third-party launchers without MIUI killing gesture support. Also, it is still a pain to resize widgets. I like the direction Xiaomi is taking with MIUI. There is a lot of cleanup happening, and I don't see a reason why it should be criticized so often now. In comparison, I like how Realme UI approaches icons and offers you the option to install your own. Plus, I like the UI design better, but that's subjective. But yes, MIUI 12.5 features such as floating windows and the really useful notes and calculator apps do make it stand out. I really love how Xiaomi and Realme managed to fit in 5000 mAh batteries inside such slender frames. And I easily got anywhere between 7 hours and 8 hours of screen on time. The battery would easily last me more than a day's worth of heavy use on the Redmi Note 10s. It is really good battery life if you ask me. Charging the Redmi Note 10s using the bundle 33-watt charger takes a little over an hour. The Realme 8 does it slightly faster. So the Redmi Note 10s and the Realme 8 are both pretty good with 4G performance. The network stability was good too, and the internet speeds were great as well. Having said that, the Redmi Note 10s's earpiece performance left me wanting more. Actually, the Realme 8 sounds better. And in fact, I also found that in calls, the audio did skip a lot, which is a little odd. Now, you must remember that these are 4G phones, and if you want 5G phones, there are options available as well, even in this price category. Having said that, you will have to live with some compromises in other aspects of the specs because 5G is slightly more expensive. So after reviewing this phone, I can say without any hesitation that the Redmi Note 10s definitely needs a price correction in India. Just for ₹1,000 more, you can get a far better phone in the form of the Redmi Note 10 Pro, which has a premium glass finish. It of course also comes with that sweet 120Hz refresh rate and a better 5 megapixel super macro camera. Yes, I know and understand that in this price category, every ₹500 matters. But come on, for 1,000 more, you're getting so much more. It is, just save up and possibly go for the Redmi Note 10 Pro instead. I feel if Xiaomi had priced it around the 14,000 price category, then there would be a 2,000 rupee price difference, and therefore it would become easier for me to recommend this phone for sure. Now, in comparison to the Realme 8, it's easy for me to recommend the Redmi Note 10s over this, purely for the functional improvements. You get stereo speakers, IP53 rating, and a few other extras as well. Now, as for that dosa problem, let me present you a spread of delectable alternatives. You have the Moto G40 Fusion, you have the Poco X3, you have the Redmi Note 10, you have the Realme Narzo 20 Pro, and much more, which is why it becomes really difficult for any reviewer to actually pick one phone as the best phone in the under 15,000 rupee price category. You see, there is a dosa out there, a phone out there for everyone. My name is Ershad. You're watching My Smart Price. I hope you guys liked my review of the Redmi Note 10s. Until next time, goodbye and Godspeed, my friends.